Bonjour y'all, bienvenue. This is Miss K. Today we're making Mediterranean quinoa salad with lemon herb chicken. We're going to start with half a cup of uncooked quinoa, and you're going to want to rinse that because quinoa tastes like dirt. So make sure you rinse it really good. I'm using the divided tray here because I'm going to use the full tray for my chicken, and this is a hot mess. Hopefully you won't have as much mess as I have here, but you know, here we go. We're doing the best we can here. Now, it's been a while since I've cooked quinoa in my Itaki, but do you think I looked up the recipe? I did not. I'm putting about half a cup of water here. It turned out to be too much. You might want to back that off. And then I'm going to add 2 Itaki cups to the base of water, and we're going to cook this on the rice mill mode. If you're doing this for your lunch, you're going to want to do this the day before because it takes longer to cook than the chicken. But you know, you could do it all in the same day. Just know that this is going to take about 50 minutes. Remember to make sure to put that middle piece in so you get a seal, and then let's get this started. While this is cooking, I'm going to get started on the marinade for my chicken. I'm going to start with a whole lemon. We are going to use the juice and the zest of this lemon. I kind of roll it on the counter like this so that it's easier to juice. Yes, you could use the stuff in the bottle, but it just won't taste as good. Now the smart move would have been to zest this while it was whole, but I forgot and I cut it in half. So you can see I just hold it a certain way and I can still zest it, but it is way easier when it's whole. Just make sure you don't get down into the white pith because it's very bitter. We just want the tasty yellow part. I'm placing all of this marinade into a glass bowl. You can use a bag if you'd like. Next, we have 3 cloves of minced garlic. Now, if you buy that stuff that's already chopped up, you can use that, but I don't buy that. One time, I saw a documentary about people being forced to peel garlic in prison, and I just can't buy an ingredient that feels like it has slave labor behind it. So about once a week, I just peel a head of garlic, and it's cheaper, and I keep it in a mason jar in my refrigerator, like this. Easy. I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life, I'm just telling you about mine. Hand washing break. Hand washing is very important. My bestie keeps sending me TikTok and Instagram reels of people who don't wash. What's happening? Please wash y'all's hands. Next we have the juice of our lemon. I just used my handheld juicer here. You could also just squeeze it in your hand. Next we're adding about a tablespoon of olive oil and some oregano. I'm using fresh oregano because we have some in the garden, but you can certainly use dry. And as a matter of fact, I think the Itaki is a great place to use dried herbs. You've got a lot of moisture in there, and a lot of time for it to come back to life. So dried herbs are okay here. Next up, salt and pepper. This is to taste, obviously, and as you can tell, I really like pepper, especially the fresh ground. Now you can season this any way you like. I'm going to amp up the flavor by adding some onion powder. I imagine thyme would be good in here. And this is some no salt seasoning. It's just got a bunch of different herbs and spices in it. We really like our food with different herbs and spices, so use what you like. If there's a blend you like, this is perfect. Just make sure it goes with, lemon and oregano. I've cut my chicken into bite-sized pieces. Remember, you don't want to put large pieces of meat in your Itaki. It won't cook evenly. So I'm just putting my chicken in here, and then I'm just gonna stir it around. Make sure to wash your hands after you touch poultry. Please don't get sick. Yes, this time I am telling you how to live your life. stir it around to make sure everything's nice and coated, and then we're going to let this sit for at least 10 minutes before we cook it. Next, we're going to move on to making our dressing for our salad. We're going to start with 2 tablespoons of olive oil and a tablespoon of red wine vinegar. This is a simple, easy vinaigrette. If you have a different vinegar, you can use that. Since our vinaigrette is simple ingredients, we want to make sure they're high quality and tasty. To this, we're going to add some parsley. Again, you can use fresh or you can use dried. You need about 2 tablespoons of fresh or 2 teaspoons of dried. We're also going to add about a teaspoon of onion powder to this and about a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. I'm using some roasted garlic powder. It's hard to find. You don't have to use it, but I really do like the flavor it gives. Next, we're going to add some salt and pepper. You could add your no salt seasoning to this as well if you'd like. And again, play with it. Have fun. Make it your own. You can put your own spices in here. Taste it and see if it tastes good. Then we're just going to whisk this together and let it sit while our quinoa finishes cooking. Now, for my salad ingredients in a bowl, I'm going to add half a chopped bell pepper. I used yellow. You can use whatever color you want. Then we're going to add some chopped cherry or grape tomatoes. I used grape tomatoes that I cut in half. Next, we're going to add some peeled diced cucumber. Now, I suggest if you have the kind with seeds to take it out. So what you're going to do is cut it in half like this and just use a spoon, and you're going to take the seeds out. And yes, I know this is one of the saddest cucumbers I've ever seen too. I just scrape them into a bag or a bowl on the side there. I'll do it again. And then you can stack these up and cut them lengthwise and then dice them from there. Ta-da! Diced cucumber. In the bowl you go. Tasty. Next, I'm going to add some fresh chopped parsley. Again, you don't have to add this. If you've only got dry, use that. This is like a 5,000 ingredient salad. Our next ingredient are some Kalamata olives. It's probably like 6 or 7 olives I pulled out of the jar and cut in half. Then we're going to add some feta cheese, about a 1/4 cup. And then all we need is our quinoa, which, remember I told you I put too much water? Yeah, we're gonna let this cool before we add it to the salad. If you do have leftover liquid, drain it. And then we're going to add this quinoa that's cooled into our salad ingredients. You know, I wish I had some radish. I bet that would be good chopped up in here. Okay, it's still slightly warm, and that's okay. We're gonna put the dressing on here. Ta-da! And then we're just gonna toss this all together. And you can do the salad the day before and have it ready to go in your lunch, because I can't imagine doing all of this at work. Your break room might be better than mine, but I only have 30 minutes for lunch. I don't have time for all of this. Looks pretty good. Bruh, I forgot the onion. Yeah, I have a little bitty red onion, so I'm gonna add half of this sliced into it. I just sliced the onion. You can most certainly dice it if you prefer. I'm pulling it apart here to make sure it all gets stirred in and get some of that dressing. Now let's move on to the chicken. So it's the next day. Your chicken could be in your baggie or your Tupperware. We're we're going to put it in to the Itaki bowl or tray. And into the Itaki it will go. I left the middle tray on there. I'm just gonna go with it. And we're gonna hit the rice mill button. The chicken should only take about 20 minutes. Oh my god. You know, water and electricity don't go well together, and look where my Itaki's leaking. That's a puddle of water right now where the plug is. Y'all please be careful. Like, I'm trying to cook lunch, not fry myself. So I dried that off. So I used white meat chicken, and I used a thermometer to make sure it was cooked. In this case, 150. If you're using dark meat, you need to go to 165, I believe. I'm not sure. Please look that up. But these are all testing. I've tested my larger pieces, and they're done. So you can see there's a lot of liquid in here, but it made a tasty meal. So here you go. Mediterranean quinoa salad with lemon herb chicken. Bon appetit.